Welcome to our tutorial about units of measurement. Up to this point, I've referred to units many times, but I've never explained what the units are. I've just simply called them units. As a mechanical engineer, you may work with millimeters, centimeters, and perhaps inches if you're working in the imperial format. For architects and others in the architecture industry, your basic unit is 1 inch if you're in America anyway. For civil engineers, 1 unit is usually equal to 1 foot. If you're a surveyor or if you're a city planner, 1 unit might equal a kilometer or a mile. For astronauts and astrophysicists, 1 unit is, much larger, a light year or a parsec. Fortunately, AutoCAD gives you lots of options to work with. The Units menu is located via the Application menu. Let's click on the Application button. That's the big red A in the upper left corner of the AutoCAD interface. Scroll down to Drawing Utilities. Now scroll up to Units. And let's left-click to select Units. First, let's take a look at the insertion scale. The default here is inches, and the default AutoCAD template uses inches, but as you see, we can select any number of options, all the way up to light years, parsecs, etc. For now, let's leave the scale at inches. You might be wondering what the insertion scale is. Insertion scale refers to the units of measurement that an inserted drawing gets converted to. If I'm working in inches, for example, but my team is working in the metric system, like using millimeters, for example, now let's say I insert drawings from the metric system to my imperial format documents. You've got to tell AutoCAD how to rescale properly. Some other CAD software will rescale automatically to inches, but AutoCAD does not automatically rescale if you copy and paste from one document to another. For example, let's say I've got 2 drawings open on my screen at the same time. I grab an object from one drawing and I place it by dragging it and dropping it into the other object. The rescaling does not happen automatically, so keep this in mind. This is definitely a concern if you're working with an international team where your default templates are in different unit formats. Let's take a look at the Length drop-down menu. From this drop-down menu, we specify the current units of measurement. Then we set the precision. The options here for length are architectural, decimal, engineering, fractional, and scientific. Let's go to decimal. The precision drop-down menu is populated appropriate to our length selection. Here it goes up to 8 decimal places. On the right, we've got angle measurements. We can choose decimal degrees, minutes, and seconds, grads, radians, and surveyor's units. Your selections from these menus is demonstrated in the sample output area. We can specify the precision of the angle as well. Let's return to decimal degrees for our angle type. And precision will make it 0 decimal points. Here's our sample output. Under length, let's select architectural. You notice that in the precision drop-down menu, the units of measurement are now fractional. Down below, we can see the sample output. And let's click OK. Now I'm going to activate the line tool. Dynamic input mode is toggled on. Notice now we have input in fractions rather than decimals. Left-click in the drawing area to place the first point. Now let's enter 1 and a single apostrophe. That's how you notate 1 foot. Tab to register, 0 degrees, and enter to accept. And we've created a line that's 1 foot long. Let's create a line that's 1 inch long. The inch symbol is the double quotation symbol. enter 1 and the double quotation symbol. Tab to register. Let's use 90 degrees, enter. And now we've created a line that's 1 inch in length at an angle of 90 degrees. Let's activate ortho mode. I'm going to create a line that's 1 foot 2 inches long. 1 apostrophe, 2 double quotation. Press enter. Next, let's see how to input fractions. Let's say I'm going to create a line that's 1 foot and 2 3/16 of an inch in length. I've got the 1 apostrophe 2 dash 3/16 double quotation mark. Let's press enter. I could have inputted the values without the syntax of the apostrophe and the double quotation mark, but AutoCAD would have created the line in inches, since this is my default measurement in architectural drawings. Okay, let's right-click and select Enter to close the line tool. And let's go ahead and save our drawing. I'm going to call it Lesson 51A. Click Save, and let's close it. Now let's create a new drawing. Click on the New Document icon. We're prompted to select a template. We know by default that AutoCAD uses the AutoCAD template. This is an Imperial System document. Let's click Open. And let's create another document. New Document. Select a template. Down here, we've got the metric templates. Let's select Acadizo and click Open. Window, tile vertically. Let's activate Drawing 2 by clicking on the blue title bar. Now let's click on the Application button, Drawing Utilities, and scroll up to Units. From the insertion scale, we have inches selected. Let's click OK. And let's select the other drawing now. Same thing, Application button, Drawing Utilities, Units. The insertion scale in this drawing is millimeters. Let's click OK. Now let's activate the circle command. The center point coordinates will be 0 and 0. Press Enter to accept. The radius value 10 millimeters. Press Enter. Double-click on the middle mouse button to center the circle in the screen. Let's go to View. Scroll down to Regen. We'll zoom out a bit and pan down. Now let's go to Tools, Inquiry, and select List. Let's select our circle, press Enter, and here's the radius shown as 10 millimeters. Okay, let's close the text window by clicking on the red X. Now let's select this circle with a left click. Let's grab it and drag and drop it into Drawing 2. As you remember, in this document, we're working in the Imperial System in inches. Let's go to Tools, Inquiry, scroll down to List, and let's select the circle and press Enter. Here the radius displays also as 10, but since we're working in inches, this value here means 10 inches. As you see, you do need to be cautious about this, especially if you're working with an international team that has different units of measurement as their standard. Let's save Drawing 3. We'll call it Lesson 51-MM for millimeters. And click Save. Let's activate Drawing 2. Now let's go to Insert. We're going to insert a drawing. Let's select the document we just saved, 51 millimeters. Here's our preview. Let's click Open. And here's our scale factor. I'm going to specify the insertion point on screen and click OK. Left click where we want to place it. Now let's go to Tools, Inquiry, List, select the circle, and enter. And here's the unit conversion value. Let's close the text window. Let's go to the Annotate tab now. Select a radius dimension. Place it about here. Let's place a second dimension. Here. Type D, press Enter. Click Modify. Text tab. Let's make the text size 0.6 and click OK. And here we have the value for the circle's radius that we dragged in. Here's the radius for the circle that we inserted. While Drawing 2 is active, let's click the Application button, scroll down to Drawing Utilities, and scroll up to Units. Let's change the insertion scale to millimeters. OK. And let's insert drawing 51-millimeters again. Go to Insert, select DWG Reference, scroll down to the document, 51 millimeters, open. And now we have a scale factor of 1:1. The insertion point I'm going to specify on screen and click OK. A left click will place my circle about here. And as you probably guessed, if I dimension the radius, it'll be 10 units. This concludes our lesson about units of measurement.